everyone, I am excited to have a look through this book with you. I have seen quite a few people have received this book and done flip throughs, but I'm going to do a flip through for you as well, just in case you haven't seen it or in case you want to hear me chatter about the pages. And then we're going to do a colouring of one of the pages. I don't know which yet, depends on what the pages are like. A little dark in here. I've turned my lamp off because it's a very glossy cover and it shines off. But anyway, just to tell you a little bit about the outside, this is a Morgan O'Brien book. He does the Matchstick Mouse series, but this isn't that in that series, but it's a cute little Christmas themed book. And we turn over, there's a page from the book on the back and the sort of copyright information and things like that. Now I was sent this, and so I need to say a big thank you to the lovely person that sent this to me. It's a very pretty book. I've seen some of the pictures from it, or not all of it, and I'm really excited to have it. So all of Morgan O'Brien's books, I'll pop my light on now, start with this book belongs to page, and I never fill it in. Excuse me. I've got glitter inside the book, and I've got glitter on my desk, that's why. It's Christmas, of course there's glitter. So here's our copyright information, our title page, and then we can get going. Now this is a Amazon book. Someone did ask me what that means. What it means is that the author or illustrator of a book will put it up on Amazon as a PDF file or a Word file or something, or an art file. I don't know quite how. I've only ever done it with written books, not pictures. And then Amazon will take that file and they'll print it on demand. So if someone orders a book, Amazon will print it and then send it out. It's called print on demand. It means the author slash illustrator doesn't have to pay for the printing themselves, and it's done that way. So they decide on the layout. The only problem is the paper, because Amazon just print it on their normal paper that they would print anything on, any book. So it isn't colouring book paper in that sense. It's just a sort of thin copy type paper. For me, that's fine. You just have to be careful what pencils you use with it. I've just noticed I haven't put my pencils away from my last video, but I'm not going to use those on this book. Now, like Morgan O'Brien's other books, the title of the book is over here and the picture is here. This means they're single-sided. What that means is that you can colour with any sort of thing you want and not worry about it going through to a page on the back. So that's really good. Obviously, if you use a wet medium, watercolours, a sort of paint or anything like that, it's going to crinkle the page up. Even things like stickles, like glitter glue, because they've got wet glue, it does crinkle the page. However, for me, that's fine, but for some people it may not be. So let's have a look at the pictures anyway. So we have our elves. They're inside a house of some description. We've got a very ornate looking window here, which will be fun to colour. We can see through the snow. It's making me feel cold. And they're wrapping Christmas prezzies, which is always such fun. So that's a very cute picture. And I don't know if we've got, and there's got a little bow on their head. I don't know if we've got an adult and child. Not really sure. But it doesn't really matter, does it? I'm going to come in a bit closer actually, because there's no need for me to be quite so far away. I'll pop that picture back up so you can see it in a little more detail. And let's move on. So we have a little skiing elf on this picture. There's lots of snow. Now, colouring snow is not easy. I have a few different techniques that I use for snow. I'll be able to show you some in some videos. I do like the fact that his I don't know what these are called, look like long tacks, like carpet tacks or something, rather than ski poles. I'm sure there's a better name. I don't know. I'm not a skier. Oh, and this one, he's sewing a little teddy bear up. Look, ready. So they're obviously making all the presents ready for the going out to the children. That's rather nice. And here, look, they're skiing, skating. Sorry, have little skates on the ice. It's really cute. Nice trees to colour. Ooh, now, what are we doing here? So we're outside, got a little friend. What's this? I think it's a bag. That's a bag. So what's this? Maybe it's just what the elf, is it what the elf is wearing? Or maybe it's a cushion, a gift of a cushion. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know why I'm thinking that. Oh, and we're giving the narwhal some candy canes. That's a fun picture. And sitting on the narwhal's tail. It's a really nice long horned colour. Real fun. We have a tree, little owls. Look at the little heart-shaped faces, they're so cute. It's a really nice one. I like that picture. A motorbike. And that's different, isn't it? Yes, so look, that pattern was the bottom of the coat. It wasn't a cushion. Now I'm getting it. So here, the one I was a little bit confused by. Oops. I can't find it now. There. This is just the bottom of the jacket of the elf. So that's his sort of poncho, I think I would call it, with a hood. And anyway, so I have a sack on the back, a sack of prezzies, and look at the little Christmas tree on the front of the bike. That's good fun. Ah, he's writing a Christmas card, do you think, or just drawing a picture? Illustrating a book? Not really sure. Maybe that's Morgan O'Brien illustrating his own books. Got some nice curtains to colour on that one. Oh, bedtime story time. So this is a little one, I think. They're tucked up. Actually, they're in a chair. I think that would be the arm of the chair lamp. Nice cosy blanket. It's very cute. Oh, and we have a penguin playing with a penguin. That's so sweet. Such a cute picture. Again, we have white here and we have white here. There are ways. Oh, so we're giving a fish to the polar bear. Again, white. That, you know, there are ways of colouring things where you don't have to use white. So we've got a sort of hot chocolate with marshmallows and a flake. Look at that. And a Christmas tree. That's fun. I like that one. Do you understand this reference? Alpha. Do you know old sewing machines used to be Singer was the brand, so I think that's a sort of take on that. And look, I think that's a stocking that's being sewn. It's fun. Oh, repairing the sleigh already. We're getting towards Christmas Eve then, I'm guessing. Oh, putting the presents in the sack. We've got a sort of furry top. I think that's good. They're bunnies. It's a nice one. Oh, and we're collecting some logs. Again, looks like fur on top of the basket. I'm not sure. Maybe. I say logs, they're sticks, aren't they? Not logs. A little husky dog pulling the sleigh off. Oh, letters, look. So these are the letters to Father Christmas. And this is the Santa suit. Look at the belt and everything. Oh, what fun. How cute is that? Now, what's that sort of critter is that? Not, we have a cat. I'm not sure. It's very cute looking. I don't know what it is. Perhaps it doesn't matter. Oh look, an ice sculpture reindeer. That's fun. Wow, nice. Long list. Looking a little bit worried. It's a long list. Oh, nice post box. Of course I'd have to do that red. Little log standing on a log. It's cute, isn't it? Oh, it's a puppy. We've made a very cute looking snowman there. Got trees again, but look, these have got circles and you could do them as decorated Christmas trees, or you could do that as snow. I could probably do it as snow because there's snow here. So it's fun. Ooh, look who that is. It's Father Christmas giving little Elf a huggle. Very cute. Oh, it must be Mrs. Christmas. They're having a little dance and a play. That's really sweet. Oh, and a donkey. Giving Donkey a huggle. Nice. And look, carrot and apple. Nice little food. Christmas tree being carried along. It's a bit cheeky, isn't it? Oh, very cute. Oh, and we're in the forest. Got a little wolf, I'm thinking. Oh, and there we are at the end. Oh, I wasn't ready for it to end. That was nice. Okay, I'm going to stop the video quickly. I'm going to put away the pencils I've got out, find a different set, pick a picture and come back to you. Right, I decided to pick this narwhal picture. I think it's really cute, so I thought it would be a fun one to do. We've got quite a bit of white, but we'll get there. As I said, I have means and ways. I'm going to actually start with the water. Now I could do the water, I was quite tempted just to do the water blue, but we've got sky to do as well. So in the set of pencils that I've got here, which is my Derwent Chroma Flow, I have a turquoise green. I'm going to use that for the water and just sort of make a start there. It's quite a nice colour actually, I rather like it, and I think it will just work. It's still quite a cold colour, which I think we need on this picture. Everything's a little bit cold looking. The only thing we don't have in this set, my Chroma Flow is just a excuse me, a 24 set. I don't have a excuse my frog. We don't have a dark grey, we only have a light grey, which sometimes I feel is a little bit limiting, but that's okay, we'll get there. So I'm just going to do the water quite gently and quickly. The chroma flows are quite vibrant, you don't really need to layer them up, even on this paper. Now this is a UK Amazon printed paper compared to the US book. The UK book I feel has less tooth, which for me is good. The pencils don't need so much layering, you don't see so much white paper underneath excuse me, underneath your layers, which I think is, for me, is good, but it's all very subjective. But as I say, I don't mind the other one. I just have to carefully pick what pencils I use. So there is our turquoise. It still looks quite bluey. I rather like it. I'm going to do the sky next. Now I have quite a dark blue, but I don't think I'm going to go for this one. It's just called blue. Okay, so it's like a mid blue. And again, I'm just going to go over it fairly quickly. Now the reason that I'm doing these background areas first is because it makes it easier for me to choose my foreground colours. See, I don't know what colour to make Elf's hat, for example, but I now know that I can't make it this blue because I've used it for the sky. If I use this, do his hat in the same colour, it won't show up. I'm trying to avoid colouring the snow. I'm leaving it white. It's not going to remain white, but I don't want it dark. You'll see. I've got, well, I haven't completely planned what I'm doing. I've got a couple of different ideas, but they both need the snow to be white. So if you go over it a little bit, it's not a disaster, don't worry. It's about having fun, you know. And who's gonna, if someone notices that's not you and points it out to you, oh look, you've done that wrong, then don't show them your work again. It's not, they shouldn't be doing that. It's not nice. There's never any need to be like that. I think sometimes people send me, put stuff up on pages and things and go, you know, I want to improve this, that and the other. Now, I look at it and I often think, well, I don't know what you need to improve. I really like it. So that upsets me a little bit. But sometimes they might go, I was trying to achieve X, but I couldn't, or whatever. Then I can give a bit of feedback. But otherwise, if someone's just showing you a picture, you don't go, oh, look, that bit's not very good. That's rude and nasty. And again, very subjective. That might be their favourite bit. You know, my boys do that. Oh, Mum, you didn't colour that bit in. And I say, well, I didn't want to. Or whatever it might be. But I don't usually show them my stuff. They don't. People who don't colour don't really understand how it works, how it can be quite difficult, how, you know, certain effects will be quite difficult to achieve. So if you've got something that looks even close, that's really brilliant, that sort of thing, you know. And so sometimes it's just best to just keep it to yourself or show it to other colourists. But it makes me sad when people post. And social media is a funny old thing. I had an example the other day where someone posted something and the way they had phrased it, all the people that replied had completely misinterpreted what they meant. So it was a bit tricky. So, and I think they'd written it, I think they may have purposely done it like that, but I'm not entirely sure. So it's really difficult. You just have to be mindful in social media. Now, I'm happy with my background bits. Now you could layer it up more, make it really dark, and I might do that, but oh, behind Mr. Elf, look. So this is sky up to there. That's the mitten, that's the edge of the hat there. There, yeah. I'm not sure why it doesn't go through there, but anyway, there it is. So I'm going to do the elf's jacket in red. It's very bright, and I just think it'll help the elf to stand out. This is my red, it's called Scarlet. Now at the so far we'd only really done some plain colouring. For this elf we might do a little bit of excuse me, a bit different. I'll show you. So here's the hat. I'm just going to get the red down in all the places I want red and have a little think. I want the sort of trim of the coat to be white, like fur. Buttons wouldn't be fur. I might do those in black. We'll see. And there we go. I'm thinking, are those boots on the legs, or are they just legs? Are they trousers? I know. I'm going to do a little red trouser to there, and then a black boot. That might not be how it's supposed to be, but what does it matter how it's supposed to be? Now, I'm going to keep my red in my hand, and I'm going to do a darker layer of red in the areas where I think there'll be a bit of shadow. So under here. Up here and around here. I think red looks quite Christmassy. I won't do a red coat on every page. I'll mix it up a bit, but it's quite fun, isn't it? Let's do a little bit under each button. Now we've got mittens and boots. Let's grab the black and do the buttons. Excuse me, I don't know what's going on with my voice. And the boots. Thinking the boots might be shiny, so I might put quite a few layers around the edge here. And then just put a bit less in the middle there, like there's a little bit of shine. Does that look weird? I think it's okay. I'm going to leave it. I'm thinking about Mr. Narwhal's horn while I'm doing this, which probably isn't the best thing to do. Let's just concentrate on getting that bit of shine in the middle. There we go. It's okay. Now, the face. Now, let's do the green gloves next. What shade of green? I think the basil is the one to go for. Sorry, let's put it in so you can just about see it. I think it goes quite well with the red. Looks Christmassy. I always give Father Christmas red gloves. Oh, we've got the candy canes to do with the scarlet. I've only got one red, so I'm going to use the same one. If I had two, I would use a different shade of red, but as I say, I don't. Now, often with candy canes, I will make them darker on each edge so that they look more rounded and shiny, but these are too small, so I'm just going to block colour it in like that and it's fine. Now, Elf's face, we have this quite a pale salmony colour. That's what I'm going to use. Now, I don't know if elves are green, or is that a pixie? I think I quite like their face to just be quite pale, because I want the coat to sort of stand out. So it's actually I'm putting this down quite thickly, aren't I? I thought it wouldn't show up, but it's pretty good at showing up. There he is. He's a cutie, isn't he? Now, I don't like the fact that this coat isn't very well coloured. Go back over it with the red. I know I'd sort of put a darker layer to make it look like shadow, but it just needs to be brighter. On the top of the hat. There, I'm happier with that. Now I could do this fur, make it look more furry than that, but I think I'm going to leave it for now. Now, let's do narwhals. I am thinking, bear with me, purple. I don't know what colour a narwhal is, do you? Got no clue. I'm going to use a lilac and then a darker purple for the horn. It might not be totally Christmassy. It's certainly not in keeping with any sort of reality. I'm assuming they're probably grey, but I don't have a grey. So I'm just going to do a thick enough layer of the lilac so that I'm happy. I think I'm going to leave the inside of the mouth for now. We'll deal with that in a minute. I've got an idea for that. So this is baby narwhal, isn't it? Now I'm going to grab the darker purple, I think it's called violet, yeah, and drop it and do a little bit of sort of layers in a few areas where I think it might be a little bit darker, but not too much. To be honest, the colours are quite close anyway. There we go. Now I'm contemplating, do I do adult narwhal in a slightly darker colour? I think I will, because it will stand out more from the little one. So, and it's behind, so I'm grab the violet. It's getting quite small, my violet. You can buy these open stock though. The Colour Pencil Shop in the UK, she does all sorts of brands of open stock Prismas and Polys and all sorts of things. She sells Chroma Flow open stock now, so it's worth noting if you need them. It's quite a big area to colour this, a big plain area. I'm not used to colouring such big areas. Sort of hoping I can make this look a bit darker behind, so it sort of sits back behind baby. So I'm just going to layer it up a bit there so that it looks darker. Now along here we've got a little bit, try and keep the teeth white. So I wasn't going to colour those, but I can always put some white pen over them. Can't remember how Chroma Flows react with white pen, whether they ever bleed into the white. Not sure. Okay, getting there. Just checking you're still in shot then. Feels warm in here this morning. I accidentally left the heating on, I think. Oh dear, I'll have to go and check. Because, let me just put my hand on really. Yeah, it's warm. Shouldn't be on. But yeah, I put the heating on. Why did I put it on yesterday? I put it on for some reason. Oh, we came back from town, it was cold. So I popped it on and I forgot to turn it back off. So the problem with it is that it then stays on forever unless you actually turn it off. Rather than my old heating system, if you could sort of put it on, set the temperature to be a bit higher so it would force it on really, and then when you were the next program came, it would override it, but mine doesn't do that, it just stays on. So I need to turn it off soon. I've got a workman coming in after lunch, and he's likely to be leaving the front door open. You know what they're like. I'm just going to sharpen a bit. So I need to make sure I don't have my heating on then, or else I'll be heating the whole world. You know how it is with these workmen. Oh, it's gone wibbly wobbly, it doesn't want to sharpen. This one is really short where it keeps breaking. It was interesting, I was watching Sarah Annie Clark's review of pencils, and she was saying that it's broken again, that I'm going to go and use a different sharpener. Right, I tried to sharpen it in my dowel sharpener and in my Derwent sharpener, but it's too small. So I've had to sharpen it in my Staedtler handheld sharpener, and it's still wobbling. So I'm just going to do the very best that I can with it. Yeah, as I was saying, Sarah Rennie Clark did a review of all the pencil types and picked her favourite. And she basically said that her two favourites were Luminance and Derwent Lightfast. But I sort of feel that Derwent's break far too easily to sadly be my favourite. I really like these chrome flows, but they just break. I'm going to leave it really blunt and see if that helps. Yeah, it does. So it's a shame. I mean, I know in sets you often have one or two that break, but when you pay the money for a light fast pencil and two of them just insist on keeping on breaking all the time, you're like, ugh. And yes, Derwent did compensate me, but it's still irritating, particularly if not all customer services in all countries are as good. I mean, I'm in the UK and Derwent are in the UK, so it's easy for them to send me something in replacement, but for other people it really isn't, you know. I've had someone say they had some trouble with their chroma flow breaking, and the American customer services weren't very good. Right, that's a bit messy, but I've been fighting, as you can tell. I am going to use my blending pencil to finish it off. The Derwent blending pencil works best with Derwent pencils. I don't have one. So I'm going to use my Prisma pencil. I'm just going to give them a quick blend because they're a little bit messy, and I know this pencil won't break. Unlike other Prismas, I've never had a problem with the blending pencil breaking. I think it's always a little bit of a sort of battle really. With if you want a really soft blendable pencil, then it's more likely to break just because of the way it's made. So it's quite tricky to get that balance right really. And also sometimes there seems to be some luck. Some people get a really nice set that are absolutely perfect, and other people don't. It's just luck of the draw sometimes. But I know that the Karen Dash customer services is brilliant, so if you have problems with those, it's not too much of a worry. I'm going to go back to that salmon colour that I used for our elf's face to do the tongues. Just going carefully in between those teeth because I want them to remain white. There we go. Oh. And this one. Now we have this sort of inner mouth area. I've got a slightly darker pink called the blush pink, which I'm going to use for that. I'm going to use it really lightly because it is quite a bit darker. I don't want it to really stand out too much. That's it. Oops. That one wants to attack me. And that bit there. Okay. Now the narwhal horn, I was thinking I could do it in the lighter purple. But I could also do it in a glittery purple pen. But I think I'm going to do it in pencil. So this is the lilac. And I'm basically going to do a shine down the middle. So darker on the edge lighter towards the middle, try and get this shine sort of lining up as we go. It's quite funny, yesterday I went to the dentist. My son needs a tooth taken out because of his orthodontic treatment. It's a perfectly good tooth, but it's... Right, I am back after answering the door. The doorbell went. I'm going to edit that out because it was really loud. It made me jump out of my skin and I've got no idea what I was talking about. So there is our sort of slightly shiny. I'm going to add some glitter on that as well. Now I'm looking at all our sort of snow. Oh, the tail should be in a dark colour, shouldn't it? So we're going back to the violet, which is very small, and hoping that it will last. I mean, it's not teeny tiny. Obviously I colour with much smaller pencils than this, but because this one's so prone to breaking, I'm a bit worried about it and being so small, but we'll see. But I don't think I'll buy a replacement for this one, just because the lilac is really quite similar, and in a set of 12 I really think having a purple and a lilac is a little bit of too unnecessary, really. I'm sorry, set of 24 not 12, because we've got a mix, but it just seems a little over the top to me. So I shall just, if I was going to buy another Chroma Flow to replace the gap in my tin from this one, I would get a grey rather than this colour. I'm going to use the blending pencil over that, like I did for the rest of them, just because it will match up with those. It looks a little bit neater, I think, and a little more colour. So we just go right through. Now I'm thinking about I'm going to grab a grey. Where's the grey? It's called Platinum, I think. Yeah. See, this one's sharpened beautifully. And I'm going to do this bit here. Can you see where there's a sort of edge? I'm sure they are sort of glaciers rather than anything else, but I think it just gives it a bit of, makes it look a little different. And in the background, these, because although again they're probably glaciers, not mountains, I think adding a little bit of different colour just makes it look a little bit better. There we go. Now we have fur and we have snow, we have teeth. I'm going to keep the teeth white and leave those. The fur, I'm going to use this Platinum to draw on a few lines in various directions just to try and make it look a bit fluffy. I want to make it look a bit more furry. I find it interesting how they have these little square bits around their faces. They're quite cute. So there is a sort of furry effect. It's quite simple. What you can do is make a grey background and do your fur with a white pen, but I've decided to just do it that way today. Okay, now we have our snow. I think the snow needs some glaze, a shiny glaze. Could use this. I've got this sort of diamond stickles. I have got a pearl effect, which I haven't played with yet, so I'm not going to use that today. I want to play with it first. So what I think I'm just going to use is my Jelly Roll pen, and now this is just glitter glue, so you'll see the white shining through, and it just looks, I think it makes it look a little frosty because it's shiny. And I don't know if you can see this going on in the camera or whether it just looks like I'm doing nothing. It's always tricky because it has to catch the light to shine. So to me it looks mega shiny, but I'll show you at the end. It won't take me too long. So I'm going to do those bits and these bits now. Yeah, I'm going to do all these bits that... Now this pen is a Sakura Jelly Roll. It's number 700. It doesn't come in the pack, the Stardust pack, which is the glitter pen pack, but you can get 3 in a pack. These came in a pack of... No, I think this came on its own, but you can get packs of 3. So they're quite... I use them a lot. I haven't run one out yet, and I'm really surprised because I use it a lot for various things. So, and often big areas like this. So I'm quite surprised it's lasted so long. In fact, the only Sakura pens I've run out are whites. I've been using whites for years, so you do run those out eventually, even though you do little details with those eventually, use them up. So we're just going all the way across all of the snow with a glitter. So it looks a bit like there's been a frost and the snow has frozen over to create all this shine. There we go. Now with the narwhal, I was thinking of doing a bit of shine on the horn, but I want to make it look different, so I am going to use this diamond stickles on the horn, I think. Now the stickles have a point like this, you can squirt it out and spread it. I'm going to have to turn the book, or else I'm going to end up putting my hand in the wet glitter pen. So what I'm going to do is put a line like that, and get my little spready stick that I've been given, and just spread it to the edges. This stick is amazingly useful, so thank you Sharon who sent me this. She said she didn't know how good it would be. It is fabulous, Sharon. Get one for yourself. So that's quite thick. The only thing is I probably put too much on. I think we'll just leave it being thick, it doesn't matter. There we go. Now, you have to be careful with your glitter glue, because if you do put it on too thickly, I need to wipe the end of I just wipe it on my notebook. Get rid of the excess glue before it dries. You have to be careful because when you colour on top, when you do your next page or the back, there'll be a sort of raised gluey area. So I try and spread it thinly if I can to prevent that, but in this book it's single-sided, which helps, and you can just put a big wad of paper underneath. There is this glitter, so you can see the glitter on the snow and the glitter on the horn. So there he is. So that was a lot of fun. The narwhal is quite plain. I haven't really got any tips for that. You could put some shine on him, some black diamond stickles or something. I've got this nice blue one I want to use called Waterfall. Look, it's gorgeous. Could use some on the water. Really tempted. Should we do it? Let's have a go. So it's called Waterfall. I'm going to try to put it on the dots, the lines. Being a bit messy. This is where the spready tool could be useful again, but I'm just going to do my best with this. Sorry, I've got to turn the book so I don't put my hand in the wet bit. So sorry, it makes you feel a bit weird. But we're nearly done. It's the temptation of glitter. It's too much. I never used to like glitter. I hate loose glitter. you know, all over the place. It's horrible. But stickles don't make a mess. I mean, you know, they don't come off. They don't go all over the floor. They don't get all over your clothes. It's good. Some glitter pens don't stay in place very well. Right, I think that's it. That is pretty. Oops. I don't know how easy it's going to be for you to see it. But the shine is in sort of greeny blue. Really pretty. But there we go. I am going to stop fiddling with it now and leave it. It's just too tempting. But I'm going to do another Christmas page in a minute, so that'll be exciting. I can get out some different glitter. But have a really lovely day. Thank you for watching and indulging my excitement. And thank you to the lovely person that sent me this book. It is gorgeous and I can't wait to do more pictures in it. Have a really lovely day and happy colouring. Hi everyone and Happy New Year. I thought as it was the 1st of January, many of us are having a day with family, so I thought I would do this flip through today. There is going to be a tutorial, colouring tutorial today, whether you've had it already or not. I can't remember. I'm not sure what order these videos will go out, but I finished this North Pole Elves book by Morgan O'Brien and I thought I would do a flip through, maybe to inspire you if you've been colouring it and you want to finish your copy, or you know, just for fun to show you what I've been doing. So I never fill this bit in. I do on Johanna's books when you've got a bit to colour, but so let's get going. I'm going to come in a little bit closer so that you can see it in a bit more detail, because the pictures are all, there we go. So this first picture in the book I coloured with Castle Arts metallic pencils, and I can show you how they shine a fair bit. They're not massively shiny, but I really like the sort of vintage colours that you get in the set. So that was a really lovely fun one that I did. I think it might have been the first one that I did in the book. I haven't done them all in order, but I think it may have been. So there's that one. And then this one I did in Arteza Premium pencils. I'm sort of going to talk you through a little bit about how I coloured the snow, because there's a lot of snow in this book and I know a lot of people aren't really sure how to colour it. There are lots of different ways that you can do it, and having recently snowed here, I was noting how it looked. It never looks like this. What I did here was I looked at where these lines were and I wondered if that was grass poking through the snow. I don't think it was. I think it's supposed to be shadow. So I did a few bits of green and a little bit here, maybe where the skis might have upset the snow and caused the grass to pop through. So that was how I did it on that picture, but I don't always do it the same. Also, the snow on this picture is done with silver pencil. You can see how shiny that is. So I think sometimes I used my Prismacolor very thin silver, so that may have been what I used there, or it might, it's really shiny. I think that's a pen. It's possibly my Staedtler metallic silver pen, not sure entirely. Now this one I thought was rather cute. He's sewing up a teddy. I used Castle Art Seascape for this. What I tended to do through the book is use different sets of pencils just to make it more fun for me to decide what to choose and that sort of thing. So that's what I used there, and I try to colour the teddy in a sort of round and round movement. I mean, I tend to colour like that sometimes anyway, like wood I would do up and down so you can see like the texture in the wood, and I think it helps give it a little bit of texture to do it that way. So that's that one. And the snow there I just left white, I didn't colour it at all. Now this one was coloured with Castle Art botanical pencils, and some of the snow I've coloured and some of the snow I haven't. What I did was this bit here that they're skating on, I thought was frozen lake, so I coloured that with a little bit of blue, and the rest again I've just left white. I think I'm looking really carefully. There might be a bit of colour on there. Don't think so. I think it's white. I can't remember. Now this one is done with Black Widow spider pencils. So the Black Widow sets, some of them have a nice little reds, some of them don't have a good colour range. Spider has quite a good range of different colours in it, and the other sets are supposed to sort of supplement it, so some of them don't always have the right colours. Now again, on the trees I've put a little bit of blue on the snow because I'm thinking it might reflect the blue sky there. I've never seen it being a blue sky when it's snowing. It's usually grey, but you know, hey ho, it's fun. Now this one I did actually as a tutorial when I did a flip through of the book, and I used Chroma Flow pencils, so if you want to see exactly how I coloured this one, there is a video, as I say, on the flip through. I can just show you some of the shimmer and shine. So this snow here I did with a glitter glaze pen, it's the Sakura one. The water is done with a stickles, this waterfall stickles, and the narwhal's horn is done with diamond stickles. These just happen to have them right next to me. And the snow I think is done with the same pen as the ice, so there's quite a lot of sparkle going on there, which is always nice and lots of fun. That's that one. Now this one is done with Black Widow Cobra. You can see in the Cobra set the browns are really orangey, so that meant the tree was very bright, but you know, that's okay, it's just a bit different. The snow on this one is coloured with a glitter pen. I think it's just a plain glitter pen. It doesn't look silvery to me, so that's how I did it on that one. This one was done with Black Widow Scorpion pencils. Now the sky is done with a metallic Staedtler pen, but I find it's not that shiny, but it's okay, I like the colour. And the snow is also done with a silver metallic pen, and it's really quite dull, but that's okay. There's snowflakes. The snow down here, I've just used a blue, I want to say, pencil on the top of those, each of those lines, just to sort of try and add in a little bit of shadow on the snow. But that's that one. I had fun with that one. I like doing a blue bike. This one I haven't written down what I used, so I don't know what pencil set this is. I'm reckoning it might be Arteza Expert, but I don't really know. The snow is done with glitter. I think that might be a silver glitter pen, but I'm not entirely sure. I had fun making his hat look a little bit furry just by adding some dots of stripes of white, lines of white. It is fun. That's that one. This one's done with Arteza Premium, and there's no snow in this picture, of course. It was really good fun just blocking out those colours. I wanted to make the lamp look slightly three-dimensional, which I think I did, so that was fun. The chair is quite bright yellow, but I wanted to make it a Christmassy colour, so that's why I did that. It was fun. And I think on the book there's some gold. I think that's probably Prisma Very Thin Gold. I have my Very Thins really close at hand when I'm at my desk colouring, so it's the sort of easy one to grab. Now this one was done with Chroma Flow, and the snow in the sky is a glitter. You can see how bright it is, and the other snow hasn't been coloured. I just left it white because I coloured in everything else. These, although this is white and Penguin's white, they've got bits of grey on them, so I just left the snow plain. Now this one was fun. This is just Castle Arts Monet, but that sky is done with a purple Posca pen, and the snow is done with silver pen. You can see it shining, hopefully. And I had lots of fun doing this fish, and I just did lines on the polar bear because I didn't want him to just be white, so I just did some lines to indicate fur, just to make him look a little bit different. Now this pair were done with Arteza Expert, I use that Arteza Experts quite a lot because there's a lot of good reds. The tinsel on the tree is a glitter pen. There is a glitter glaze on this bow as well, and these tree decorations just to make them shine and stand out a little bit more. But because I kept the marshmallows white, then I wanted them to look a little bit brighter. So that was that. But I did both of them in red. I just wanted it really festive. I was really in the mood for like my reds and greens, so that was fun. Now this one I think is really great fun. These were my Cores pencils, and there is a gold and a silver pencil in the set which I did use in places on the sewing machine. I think the fact that it's called Alpha is such fun. I think that's a take on Singer, which is a brand of sewing machine. In case you don't sew, you wouldn't know. I sort of had to guess what was going on with the fabrics and things, but I just kept everything red and green because I thought it was really festive. And even purple I feel can be a bit festive, so that was a lot of fun. And I wanted to do this black but not really deep black, so it looked a bit shiny, so that's where I went with that one. This one I did with Bambino crayons, so I was blocking in a fair bit really with the crayons. It was quite fun. And you've got a silver crayon which I used for this bit, but I used grey for the tools just so they look slightly different, and that was a lot of fun. I would have used some gold crayon for some of this, but I've lost my gold. I don't know where it's gone, which is a bit of a shame, but anyway, it is what it is. Now this I use Polycolour. I like my Polycolours. I've only got a 12 set though, so it limited me slightly, but actually the hat rim is the same colour. Is it the same colour as the face? Yeah, it's just different levels of pressure on the pencil really. The snow in the background here is done with the glitter pen again, just to make it shiny, so that was fun. Now this one was done with a mix of pencils, mainly, well not mainly, there was quite a few Prismas. It's all the pencils that I have in my drawer on my desk. Now the snow has got some purple on it to make it look slightly shadowy in places, but the snow that's falling here is done in a silver. So that's how I did that snow. These are done again, this one again with mixed pencils just from my drawer. Again, I think these trees are done with Prisma. That was a colour soft, so there's a bit of a mix. And the snow again has got some blue colouring on it, even though the sky's pink. It doesn't quite work. I think really the snow would reflect what's going on in the sky, but it was just, you know, just trying something out really, so that was fun. And this one was done with Arteza Premium. I do find they work well on this paper, and the snow is done with a glitter pen again. It's such a fun picture, so cute. This one was done with watercolour, Castle Arts watercolour pencils. Now I activated it in the sky, and the tree and the bushes and the scarf and the little elf, but on the fur I didn't, so it looks more textured. I didn't want to lose that fur look, so I didn't activate it on those. And for the snow I just used a glitter pen again, so that was fun. I had a lot of fun with that one. Now this one's quite a tricky one because it's an ice sculpture. How do you colour ice? So I used my Prismas and I just took a blue and I just did different thicknesses of blue to, it's only one blue pencil to indicate the shadow and shading. Sorry, you can't see that. Okay, of the sculpture of the reindeer. I decided to do the sky grey so that it would come forward a little bit, and when it's snowing the sky is often grey, as I said earlier, and then snow in a glitter. So, and I think our little elf stands out actually a lot, whether that, and I've forgotten to colour his buttons, but hey, it's okay. Now we have watercolour again. So I was having fun with them, and actually when I used them on this page it didn't warp the paper one bit. I used a water brush and there's no warping. This one I used a bit more water and it is a bit more warped, but it was still fine even on this very thin paper, but I do put a plastic laminate behind. And I went out of the lines with my brush splodge, but I wanted another go because I'd really enjoyed using them. I'm actually using them on the picture right now as well. Now, I didn't activate them everywhere. I didn't activate them on the black because I didn't want it to be really, really dark and intense, which it would be if I wetted it. And I didn't do it on the wood to keep some sort of texture in there. But I'm pretty sure I did everywhere else. But the snow is done again with a, I think this is just, yeah, it's just a metallic pen. There's no glitter in there, it's just metallic. So that was fun. And Castle Art Soft Touch. Now, I'm not sure whether this sky colour was really a good idea against the red pillar box. I really had so much fun with the post box, trying to give it some sort of three-dimensional look. So that was good. Now, I did the snow in bleed proof white ink. I used my white pen, and where I'd gone over with this pink, the pink bled through the white and looked pink. So I used a bleed proof white on top for the snow, which just looks like white pen. And on the snow, I did it properly. I used a bit of this the lightest pink that I used here, to show the reflections in the snow of the pink. So that was fun. Yeah, that's that one. Now this one, I decided to have a go with some pens, because pens are so vibrant, and I just wanted to try something really different and play around with it. I really find pen work quite difficult. It's quite liney, and I thought, well, in the dog, maybe it doesn't matter that it's liney because, you know, it's furry, but and there's here my pen was running out, so it's all a bit ugh. But and I used a bit of, I started using pink gel pen here, and it ran out and it looked awful, so I used some lighter colours and had to sort of incorporate a bit of pink to hide that. So yeah, wasn't the most successful picture, but I used some glittery gel pens for the parcel. And the sky is done in, there's some glitter on the snow, but the actual sky is just done in a grey felt pen. Those were just Staedtler pens. I've had them for ages. You can see this one ran out. I had chucked it away after. So no, not really the best, but you know, showing you anyway. And of course it's gone right through the page, but it's single-sided, so it doesn't worry me. This was better. This was back to Arteza Expert again. As I say, it just worked well on this paper. So I decided to do a nice pink sky. I'm thinking they look rather pretty. And so some of my snow has got pink highlights on it. It's very similar to the other one, but I used some more festive colours for the hat and scarf of our snowman. And the snow is glitter, which actually looks quite pink, but I don't think it is. I think it's just a normal glitter pen. Maybe that glitter pen just happens to have a lot of pink in it. I don't know. Now, this was done with coarse pencils. Had fun doing this one. I couldn't quite get the face colour right, but I mixed two colours and then it worked. So that was good. And I wasn't sure, because he's wearing a shirt. I thought maybe that would really be white, but with the white beard I just did it red. And I didn't attempt to do anything with his hair, but I should have coloured his ear. Oops. It probably would have looked better if I'd tried to do something, put some grey in his beard or something, but I don't know, I just liked it. I liked it, so I left it. Now this was a buddy colour with Kylie, and what she has got Sarah Renee Clark's colour cubes, so she picked a colour palette for this. We had a juniper green, we used polychromos, we had a juniper green, a walnut brown, a caput mortem, Venetian red, sorry, and deep scarlet red. And what I do with the colour cubes is I pick one main colour and then maybe one either side if I've got it, or a couple near it. So for the juniper green, I also picked the earth green and the pine green, so we've got a variation of greens, like here for example. And with the walnut brown, I picked the dark sepia and the nougat, So I had a few different browns. You can see different browns here and here. With the Caput Mortem, I picked the Caput Mortem Violet and the Indian Red. I think I used that for the hair, maybe this clothing. And the Venetian Red, a dark, can't read my writing, burnt, carmine, and dark something. And then with the deep Scarlet Red, I choose Scarlet Red and middle cadmium red. So I sort of expand on the colour cube a little bit. The sky, which looks black, that is dark sepia. So I had a lot of fun with that. I find it, in a way, it's easier because you don't have to pick colours, but on the other hand, there's challenges in trying to use those colours in an effective way. So I think it's really good. And this was polychromos, and the colour cube was number 172 card. I haven't got my colour cubes yet. I have got them. They're sitting under my desk. They're my Christmas present. I'm doing this flip through on the 21st of December, so I'm not allowed them yet. So I will have to wait for a few more days, not long. This one was done with Black Widow Spider. I had a lot of fun with the sky. I used the purple and plum pudding and the dark amethyst, is it, I think, and just blended them together and made a pretty sky. Did quite plain colouring on the blanket, but I had a lot of fun anyway. And I thought this was a donkey. And I said to my son, what are these things? It's a donkey, what are these? He said, Mum, that's a baby reindeer. I was like, oh. Those are his antlers. I was like, oh yeah. Anyway, but that's fun. Now this one is a tutorial video, which you would have already had. It's very, these are very three-dimensional. What I had to do was, when I was colouring the rest of the book, because you could feel these blobs through, I took a book and put it there, and then some spare paper and a laminate on top so that I couldn't feel any of this texture through. But I think that the little blobs that catch the light really nicely. It's very hard to demonstrate on camera. Oh, hang on. But I'm not going to say too much about this one, because if you've seen the video, you'll know it doesn't want to show up. They look quite dark in the camera, but they really catch the light and shine nicely, I think. So anyway, it's sort of different angles as well. And we have one more. This one, which I finished just the other day. This was done with Castle Art gold pencils. With the snow, I've done a bit of blue on it in places, in where I think the shadows might be. With the sky, again, I did grey. And we've got a sparkly snow. There you go. So that's the end of that one. So that was a lot of fun. I do love these books. I've got one more, two more Morgan O'Brien books, which I haven't finished yet, which I may finish for the end of the year. Not this year. Not the year I'm recording this, but the year the video is going out. But we'll see. You know, we'll see what happens. But there we are. So thank you to the lovely person that sent me this book. I've had so much fun with it. I know I finished it quickly, but that's okay. It's just good fun. Sometimes when you're just tired in the evening and you want something quick, these are great for that. And you don't always want to spend 3 hours colouring one little person. So you can just do it quite simply, and it just, because of the style of the drawing, it just works really well. So there we go. So Happy New Year again. Thank you very much for watching, and happy colouring.